Baylor linebacker and Cincinnati Bengals linebacker Clay Johnston with the Sikkim 365 Radio. You're going to the Super Bowl, man.
That's wild. I'm freaking fired up. It's crazy. It's a wild roller coaster ride. How it's all happened, but I'm thankful.
So what was the off week like? I know you have to worry about tickets and family and whatever else. Is that kind of what doesn't mean you weren't focused on practice in the game, but kind of give us an idea of what was the priority list last week?
There wasn't any really off time. We won that game. We had an extra day off. He gave us one day, and then we had another day where it was kind of to ourselves, not much, just go in and lift. But after that, we've tried to replicate this week as best as possible as a typical game week, all the way up till Sunday, and then Monday we're having a pep rally in the Bengals Stadium, and then Tuesday we fly out. But obviously, it's definitely you got all these Super Bowl Zoom meetings and stuff, and trying to get the ticket situation handled and all the family and friends stuff, because they have they treat your families really nice with these packages and stuff out there. So, but I got that finished, and there was a lot of help regarding that. But now it's just football. It's football now.
When you were released by Carolina, Matt Rule's on staff. Your dad's been a part of that organization, and others you knew in that staff. Did you think your NFL career might be over?
Well, yeah, honestly, I had my truck packed, and I wasn't I wasn't going super nuts, like world ending, like, oh no. I was just like, it's part of the business. Lord's got a different purpose, and I had my truck packed. I was getting ready to drive back to Waco, Texas, and the next day, my agent called. He said, you got claimed. And I was like, let's freaking do this. I was fired up just to be able to play some more football, and the Bengals claimed me, and honestly, it's probably we're in the Super Bowl. It's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, so I'm beyond grateful.
Clay, when they claimed you, they obviously saw something, and rosters shuffle all the time, and some guys can be claimed and released or whatever. What did they tell you?
Yeah.
What were their expectations for you?
Well, they told me, they had a couple injuries at linebacker, so they needed someone to at least fill the void, at least in the special teams area, and that's really what they told me. I'm still learning the defense. That's something that you really got to pick up in OTAs, and they're not going to wait for a guy like me whenever you're in the middle of the season. You're game planning every week, and that's totally understandable. So you just got to kind of have to roll with the punches. But they told me special teams, and so I was like, heck yeah, I can channel into that and just focus on that. And honestly, that was probably the biggest blessing, was meeting this special teams coach here. His name's Darren Simmons. Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever met. He is beyond smart he's just done it so long. It's like his 700th year in the league, and he's like a wizard when it comes to special teams. And so I've been so thankful to work under him, and I think it's helped me personally in the special teams area and make an impact in that regard. I've been beyond thankful.
Well, yeah, and you get claimed in early November. I knew a young man I covered in high school. This is many years. In fact, this was the first year Tom Brady won a Super Bowl. They were kind of around 500, and they had some struggles at wide receiver injuries, and he got claimed. He went to what is now Legacy High School in Tyler. His name's Fred Coleman. He was claimed, and all of a sudden made a play or two in a big moment against the Jets. And then I'll never forget, I'm on the field with him after they beat the Rams when Vinatieri hits a field goal, and he wins the game. He said, It's like your hair is on fire because so much happens so quickly, even though it's over a 2 or 3 month period of time. Has that felt that way for you?
Definitely. I couldn't agree more. It's such a volatile business. It's a roller coaster of a ride. And that's so well put. And so, I just 100% agree with that statement. I never thought I'd be in Ohio and then playing in a Super Bowl. It's surreal.
What's it been like for Bengals fans?
It's amazing. Actually, I you say that. I called my mom or pops, and literally, one day I went into 2 different restaurants for lunch and dinner, and I had some Bengals gear on, but I wasn't over here just playing. I asked for the check, and they're just like, no, you just they'll just go win a Super Bowl. I'm like, oh man, this is awesome. You just see how much the city's invested in it.
Wow, that's awesome. And you know the history. It's been 30-plus years and one of the longest stretches of not being there. And they had teams that were good that lost, unfortunately for them, to the 49ers when they had Joe Montana and Jerry Rice one year. And so what do you think it would mean? We saw Cleveland win a championship. LeBron and some Cleveland, he won an NBA title. They've been close. Browns haven't. What do you think it would mean to that city? You're going to see that pep rally, and what would the feedback be?
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. I'm sure you got to see it to believe it, but the only thing that I could really say is if we brought back the Lombardi or when we bring back the Lombardi Trophy, that is, let me correct that. I just can only imagine the streets in the city. And I mean, I already read something about how public schools canceled school the day after the Super Bowl, and I'm like, there's no telling what they're going to be like that day after when we bring that trophy back, and it's just going to be nuts in this place. And it's going to be an awesome sight to see.
Well, you landed in Carolina. Obviously, a lot of the staff, including Matt Rule, knew you, and you were there for a little bit. You felt like Cincinnati, the way they run the organization, it allows you to perhaps breathe a little bit, or kind of explain that to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, definitely, at least for me. This is just a personal opinion. I can't speak on other players, but in my situation, and maybe it was because of my dad, I don't know, maybe he was working and there was, I don't know. I have no idea. So I have no knowledge of what to say on that regard. But, I mean, I have people be like, hey, you know, you're an on the bubble, on the fence guy. You're going to be fighting every day to make the roster, this and that. And I get that because you got to do that at every team. But then you got comments like when you know the people upstairs don't approve of you or they don't like your build, this and that. And so I'm not saying, like, I hear that stuff and I love the honesty, like, but at the same time, and I'm not even going to tell who said that. That's just, and I love everyone in that organization. Mm-hmm. They're like a family to me. Like, I played for them in college, but just to me, it was it was like you couldn't really relax and just play football. It's like you were stressing, like, just try to claw and fight and just stay with the guys, like, every day instead of, like, trying to go out there and play. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen here because who knows? There might be different dynamics and people. But at least when I got here, I don't sense any of that. And, they know it's a business. They know guys get cut every day, every week, and it's a volatile business. But at that same time, I don't think any guy in this organization feels that because they don't press that on guys. Even, and yeah, the day may come where you're surprised and like, hey, we got to cut you. But at least you're not you're not just thinking about that consciously, constantly. And I think that weighs down on a player.
Do you think that, you know, your father's been a part of the league for a long, long time, a part of Carolina, but he's been everywhere. He's seen it all. Could he be someone you could lean on, or is that something because he was a part of the organization you couldn't really say much to? Oh, no, he definitely is someone I can lean on. He is not a helicopter father. My father, I've been beyond grateful, and he has been nothing but good when it comes to staying out of the picture. He had I don't think he was in on any personnel staff meetings, even though he had access to it. But he just, because his son was there, so there's no, he was so good with that. And I was thankful because he didn't want to be in that position. He didn't want to hear coaches and this and that talking about his son. And so he just wanted to stay out of it and just let it play out how it should. And obviously I'm with the Bengals, so that's how it played out. Craig Smoak, he texted me like immediately, and then a few others who covered Baylor, when you made the play on Derrick Henry at the goal line against Tennessee. Can you take me through? Was that you just instinctively watching film? What was that? Well, no, I wouldn't say so much. I think it was just more of a quick, explosive play. My our coach, he called a specific call where I just come off the edge.
so you got a little freedom. And, I mean, I'm thankful the quarterback didn't keep the ball and run a naked boot. I went with my gut and was just like, the Derrick Henry's back. I mean, the ball's on the 1 yard line. I'm sure King Henry's getting the ball. So it came off, and I knew it was going to have to be fast because there's not much distance. And thankfully, I got him around the legs. And because I mean, I was just thankful to be able to contribute on a play. Like I know you contribute on special teams and with field position and all, and just protecting punts and blocking the kick. But at the same time, it made you feel good. You're like, hey, I got to contribute on defense. And I mean, when you got my linebacker coach, who's nothing but good to me, Al Golden, I mean, he was just like, and there were plenty of plays that won that game. Mike Hilton's interception, Logan Wilson's pick, so many, like fourth down stops, like so many people. And it always comes down to like 5 or 10 plays, really. And just being able to be a part of one of those plays that could have made the difference, because they could have been up by 2 and not been throwing the ball and just been running it, trying to drain the clock out towards the end. So when you got your LB coach just coming up to you saying good things about that, it makes you feel good as a player. And I was beyond grateful. I was praising the Lord for allowing that opportunity.
You've had to go on the road to win in Nashville. You had to go on the road to win in Kansas City. Now you're basically, it's supposed to be a neutral game, but you're going on the road to play the Rams in their own stadium. Is that the previous couple of weeks kind of helped prep you? I mean, you guys, it's like us against the world right now.
Yeah, that's so true. And that's how we honestly kind of feel. We just got a little chip on our shoulder. Like we got a couple studs. You got Joe Burrow, Chase, and there's plenty of other guys. But when you look at their team, it's just kind of like old all-star, superstar talent guys like Odell Beckham, Jalen Ramsey, and all these studs essentially. And I just think we're kind of like a little blue-collar fighting team. Like we found a way to figure out to win games, especially in crucial moments. And Lord willing, we can figure out to do it one more time in the Super Bowl. And it's going to be fun. It's crazy going to play the team that ended up drafting me. That's the crazy roller coaster of it.
Your father won a Super Bowl when he was with Green Bay. When Favre and the Packers and Mike Holmgren finally broke through because the Cowboys were so good in those previous meetings, has he shared much of that with you?
Oh, I mean, we've talked about that. Just me growing up, and I mean, I've seen all the pictures. But what's crazy to me is he's going to be able to be at a Super Bowl, and watch it from the stands. Whenever he was watching it from the field, and I'm just thankful he gets to watch his son be able to play in it. And like that is one of the biggest blessings that I can't even. That'll be a memory forever. I'm so thankful for that.
Clay, enjoy the journey. Are you?
Oh, it's surreal. I'm still on cloud 9. I'm going to be on cloud 9 all the way up to the game. When we're running down on kickoff, I might just lose. I might just run through the freaking wall. I might run through the tunnel and just out the stadium. I'm going to be so excited. Someone's going to have to stop me, Forrest Gump style.
With what Baylor did, I know last year was a struggle, but 2021, man, they were like 2019 team, and even made more things happen with the Big 12 title, the Sugar Bowl win, almost like a mirror image, except they were able to finish. Your thoughts about what they're doing here?
Oh, it's awesome. Coach Aranda, I mean, I texted them, and it would just be like short and sweet, thank you, Clay. And I mean, I am so thankful for what he's done for Baylor Nation and just that whole entire family. I think he is a perfect man for that role. He's got such a great demeanor to him. He's very cerebral and very just soft-spoken. And honestly, from a lot of players' testimonies that I text, he's a really kind coach that cares for his players. And I think any player would desire that in their head coach. And so I'm so pumped for what's going on, man. I pray and hope he continues it. And I'm ready to go visit all those people.
Well, they'll hopefully be able to kiss your ring, look at the Super Bowl ring. I know that doesn't happen right away, but at some point you can flash that ring in.
Hey, I might have to flash it, but hey, I might have to kiss that Sugar Bowl ring. Dad, I didn't get one of those.
Oh, I know. Hey, man, great to hear from you. Same guy you've always been, and that's the way it's going to be with you forever, I know. Clay, congratulations. Good luck. Take care of business. Finish strong and win that Super Bowl Lombardi trophy.
Heck yeah. Thank you so much, brother.
Clay Johnston, Cincinnati.